I used to think that by 50, I'd have it all figured out. The house would be paid off, the kids would be thriving, and I'd be sitting on a porch somewhere, sipping coffee, content with the life I'd built. I'd have the answers, the stability, the peace. But here I am, 52 years old, waking up each morning to a quiet house that feels too big, a bank account that's comfortable but meaningless, and a heart that's heavier than I ever expected. The truth is, I have everything I thought I wanted, yet I've never felt so empty. Every morning, I make my coffee the same way. 2 scoops, a splash of cream, no sugar. I sit at the kitchen island, the same one where my kids used to spill cereal and argue about who got the bigger bowl. The silence now is deafening. The granite countertop gleams under the sunlight, spotless, untouched. My wife, Ellen, is already gone for the day. Her job at the law firm keeps her busier than ever. I don't resent her for it. I don't resent anyone. But this feeling, this hollow ache that sits in my chest like an uninvited guest, it's been here for months, maybe years, and I can't shake. The kids are grown now. Emily is 27, living in Chicago, working as a graphic designer. She calls every couple of weeks, her voice bright but rushed, like she's squeezing me into a packed schedule. Jack is 24, in grad school in California. He texts more than he calls, short updates about exams or a new hiking trail he found. I'm proud of them, fiercely proud, but I miss the days when they needed me, when Emily would curl up on the couch with a book and ask me to read to her, when Jack would drag me outside to kick a soccer ball until the streetlights came on. Those moments felt like they'd last forever. Now, they're just memories I replay when the house is too quiet. I try to stay connected. I send them articles I think they'd like, or funny memes I don't fully understand. They respond with emojis, or a quick, haha, thanks Dad. But the conversations we used to have, deep, meandering talks about their dreams, their fears, they're gone. They're building their own lives now, and I'm happy for them. But I didn't expect it to feel like this, like I'm standing on the sidelines of a game I used to play. Ellen and I don't talk like we used to either. We've been married for 28 years, and somewhere along the way, we became more like roommates than partners. We're polite, efficient. We divvy up chores, pay bills, make small talk about the news or the weather. But the spark, the one that used to keep us up late laughing or arguing or dreaming, it's faded. I don't know when it happened. Maybe it was when the kids left, and we realized we didn't have much to say to each other without them as a buffer. Or maybe it was earlier, when we were both so busy chasing promotions and paying mortgages that we forgot to check in with each other's hearts. I look at her sometimes, across the dinner table, and wonder what she's thinking. Does she feel this emptiness too? Does she miss me the way I miss her? I want to ask, but the words feel too big, too raw. So we eat in silence, the clink of forks against plates, filling the space where our laughter used to be. My friends aren't what they used to be either. In my 20s and 30s, we were a pack, grabbing beers after work, planning barbecues, swapping stories about our kids' first steps or our boss's latest demands. But life pulled us in different directions. Mike moved to Florida for a job. Sarah got divorced and threw herself into her new single life. Tom and Lisa are still around, but they're always traveling now, posting photos from Italy or Iceland on Facebook. I like their posts, leave a comment now and then, but it's not the same as sitting across from them, sharing a bottle of wine and talking until midnight. The ones who are still nearby. We try to meet up sometimes, but the conversations feel forced, like we're trying to recapture something that doesn't exist anymore. We talk about our aches and pains, our retirement plans, the state of the world. It's not that I don't care about them. It's just that we're all so different now, shaped by years of separate experiences. The threads that held us together have frayed. Social media doesn't help. I scroll through Facebook, seeing snapshots of other people's lives, vacations, grandkids, anniversary dinners. It makes me feel like I'm the only one standing still, like everyone else has figured out how to stay connected, stay happy. I know it's not true. I know those posts are just highlight reels. But in the quiet of my living room, it's hard not to feel like I'm the only one who's lost. Money was supposed to fix everything. That's what I told myself for years. If I could just make enough, save enough, buy the house, the cars, the vacations, then I'd be happy. I worked long hours, took on extra projects, climbed the ladder at the accounting firm. And it worked, in a way. We have a beautiful home in the suburbs, 2 cars in the garage, a retirement fund that's the envy of our neighbours. But the happiness I thought would come with it, it's nowhere to be found. I walk through the house sometimes, looking at the things we've accumulated, the leather sectional in the living room, the stainless steel appliances in the kitchen, the framed art on the walls. They're nice, sure, but they don't fill the void. I don't even know who I bought them for anymore. The kids don't care. They're building their own lives, with their own furniture from IKEA. Ellen doesn't seem to notice. She's too busy with her own work. And me? I don't need any of it. I'd trade it all for a single evening of real connection, the kind where you feel seen, heard, understood. I used to think that money equaled security, and security equaled peace. But peace isn't a number in a bank account. It's not a mortgage paid off or a new car in the driveway. I spent decades chasing those things, thinking they'd make me whole. Now I have them, and I'm still searching. I think a lot about the past these days, not in a bitter way, but in a wistful one. I remember the early years with Ellen, when we were broke but happy. We'd sit on the floor of our tiny apartment, eating spaghetti from mismatched plates, talking about our dreams for the future. We didn't have much, but we had each other. Those nights felt full, alive, like we were building something together. I remember the kids when they were little, Emily's giggle when I'd chase her around the backyard, Jack's wide-eyed wonder when we'd go camping and he'd spot a deer in the woods. Those moments were so simple, so ordinary, but they're the ones I hold on to now. Back then, I didn't have a big house or a fancy job. I didn't have the things I thought I needed to be happy. But I wasn't lonely. I wasn't empty. I compare that to now, and it's hard not to wonder where I went wrong. Was it the choices I made? The priorities I set? Did I spend too much time at the office? Too little time listening to Ellen, to the kids, to myself? Or is this just what happens when you hit 50, when the world moves on, and you're left wondering what it was all for? The turning point came a few months ago. I was sitting in my home office, staring at a spreadsheet that didn't matter, when it hit me. This loneliness, this emptiness. It wasn't about the people around me. It wasn't about the kids being gone, or Ellen being distant, or my friends drifting away. It was about me. I'd lost touch with myself. I'd spent so many years chasing external things, money, status, approval, that I'd forgotten how to listen to my own heart. I didn't know what I wanted anymore, what I cared about, what made me feel alive. That realization was terrifying, but it was also a wake-up call. I didn't want to spend the rest of my life feeling like this. I wanted to find my way back to myself. I started small. I bought a journal and began writing every morning. Nothing fancy, just my thoughts, my fears, my hopes. At first it felt awkward, like I was talking to a stranger, but over time the words started to flow. I wrote about the things I missed, the things I wanted to change, the things I was grateful for. It was like meeting myself again piece by piece. I started walking every evening, just around the neighbourhood, No phone, no music, just me and the sound of my footsteps. I noticed things I'd never paid attention to before. The way the leaves rustled in the breeze, the way the sky turned pink at sunset. It sounds cliché, but those walks became a kind of meditation, a way to quiet the noise in my head and reconnect with the world around me. I tried meditation too, though I'm still not great.